这种非常特殊的一个缘分。
Contribution as an outsider was to think about China's place in the world and to understand the degree to which China has influenced the world and the world has influenced China.
As a Canadian and as a historian, how did you first interested in Chinese history?
It was through friends that I made in that Chinese studies program at the University of Toronto that I was encouraged to continue on in the study of China. Now, at first, I didn't know I was going to study history. I wasn't trained as a historian. I've never taken a history course in my life, but I began to realize that the only way to make sense of China, for me, was not to come at China from a philosophical or abstract point of view, but to think about the concrete reality of China, and the best discipline for doing that was history. So I became a China historian without ever planning to do that. China presents a kind of clear case study of how one particular civilization has adapted to the world in ways that are rather different from how, for example, European countries have adapted to the world. There's a different agriculture, there is a different range of technology, different ideas about what is important, different concepts of justice. This to me is interesting. So China, in some ways, China is an alternative to a European culture, and that is worth thinking about. I think that's that we should all think about this, because no one culture can provide all the answers to the challenges we face as a world. We need to bring all cultures together into this process.
Nowadays, we always talk about the phrase, the mutual learning among civilizations, and it's kind of a mission of the China studies.
Actually, it's a very complicated process. It's not that Chinese should all study Europeans or Americans or Canadians, but that we need to lower the cultural barriers between these cultures and be able to move more freely among cultures in order to develop a deeper understanding. And then on that basis, it becomes possible to think about a kind of global history of the world. Well, I think the most effective history is history that deals with real people, real things, real circumstances. In that book, I inserted myself a little bit in the book because the reader has to trust the author. And I try various ways to get the reader to trust me. So at the beginning of the book, I tell the reader about how I fell off a bicycle when I was cycling in Delft, and that's my way into the story, and so that brings readers along. You have to lower those barriers and allow readers to enter the space that you want to describe. Emphasizing 世界 and the 世界中国学, I think is very helpful, but you have to take that 世界 to mean exactly what it says, which is that everywhere in the world can be involved in the study of China. It's not just what people think in New York or Berlin or London, or it has to be about how people all over the world study China. 今天早上一个朋友送给我一个 email， 他说上海怎么样？我回答我说 Shanghai this morning looks like New York on a sunny day.